Hello, my friends. This is the Art of Prepping. Thanks for coming along. I'd like to talk about rice noodles. For the obvious reasons that a lot of us have problems with gluten. In fact, we all have problems. It's just not all of us actually have outward different signs or symptoms of reaction, such as an allergic reaction. Now, over time, though, I went from being raised on mostly egg noodles, which I love, but they do have wheat. And I always wondered why I had stomach problems. And so when I stopped eating them, I did feel a lot better. Now, in terms of when I went to college, it was kind of common, even back in the day, to get ramen noodles. Some people call them ramen noodles. I've always called them, in all my groups of friends, I always called them ramen noodles. Anyways, they're made out of wheat as well, but they are really good. But I don't do those anymore because obviously my reaction to gluten. And so I was like, okay, over time, I wondered about an option that could kind of fix this dilemma because I love noodles. And so rice noodles was kind of the next obvious step. And so you can get these in various types, like real thin, angel hair, all the way up to really broad noodles. And so when I think about using rice noodles for short-term food storage, reasoning, I would come to the conclusion that it's a very versatile type of food. Now you can actually do like I do and extend the shelf life even more by vacuum sealing the noodles. And you can always use the noodles in different ways. For example, you can use it as part of a soup or maybe a noodle dish side, or you could actually make it as a main entree. And so it's totally versatile. Now, the noodles itself is really not that rich in nutrients. It does give you a lot of energy in terms of carbs and quite a few of your amino acids, especially when you combine it with other foods. And so it is possible to make a complete protein in combination with other foods. Now, in terms of your short-term food supply, this is how I do it. I use a lot of this as part of my storage of food because it's easy to cook. I mean, it is really fast to whip up a dish with this. And I use it as a base or foundation type of food to build other things from. You can always add broth to it to make it part of a soup, and then you can add other things into it, like maybe if you had various types of dried food, maybe like in a dehydrated or freeze-dried format, you could take some of that, maybe onions or bell peppers, maybe either carrots, whatever it is, and you rehydrate them and you put them into the pot, for either your soup or maybe a noodle dish. You could add meats, lentils. I love peas on mine. You can even just do a little bit of like peanuts and whatever your seasoning that you would like. You can definitely add this to your noodle dish. Noodle dishes to me is kind of like part of the comfort food category, at least for me personally growing up. You always had the macaroni and cheese. You always had the grilled cheese with the tomato types of soups, and that was always kind of what I thought about as comfort food. Besides the biscuits and gravy, having the fried chicken meals, those are all very good, especially when they're all homemade because my mom cooked every meal. She was amazing. And so I personally cook every meal myself now. And I don't know if you guys are interested in cooking videos. I've never really had a request from you guys, so maybe you're not interested in that. But I do cook all the freaking time, and so I like using the steamer. I steam pretty much everything if I don't eat it raw, and so that's kind of what I do. But I just thought maybe I mentioned this that there's a lot of people who like to stockpile the wheat-based ramen noodles. And I think that really is maybe not really the best. In fact, I know it's not the best way to go. So I think if you just simply did the switch to rice noodles, wow, you'd really take a load off of your body in terms of the digestive issues. Once again, even if you don't have outward symptoms of gluten intolerance, gluten kind of gums up the intake mechanisms in your intestines. And so what happens is it really slows or stops a lot of the nutrients from your food from transferring into um, into your body to be metabolized and used. So you want to eliminate as much as possible. In fact, you really don't even want to do any gluten at all. So over time, I've gotten gluten out of my diet, and I can see a major difference. Even my skin is real cleared up, and you just don't have a lot of digestive issues at all. So rice noodles, you can get these pretty much anywhere, and they're a little more expensive than like, for example, ramen noodles, but they are much better for you. Thanks for your support. Catch you later.